welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where inspiration meets entertainment. You might want to wonder what exactly the guys are laughing about in the studio this morning. But hey, there's a lot to unpack on this show, and we'll bring you that maybe next week. But then, Michael was actually saying something really important. I think that is trend watch.
Let's not talk about
it. He said Yemi should get married before, what the American government said would.
Okay, and I think that applies to the three of us, especially Anu, the one very close to me. This your cap is for married men. Honestly,
you see, it's actually it's for me it looks like a relic of the 1600s.
Really?
The kind of the quality of
I'm an old man too. No,
the quality of the
joke. I'm the old person.
So 1600. You are joking, no?
I want to ask you if you actually got it from a pawn shop. Those places they keep relics. They keep things of. You understand?
Vintage city of Egypt.
Vintage.
I do vintage. I don't belong to this generation.
Really?
Actually,
it's fine.
Obviously,
it's fine.
Obviously.
Even you, but let's not talk about it. Okay, so what do we have trend watch this morning? We have this headline that says, "Retired police officer collapses at National Assembly as pensioners protest unpaid entitlement." It's a sad one. Because a retired police officer that was yesterday collapsed at the National Assembly complex in Abuja as hundreds of aggrieved ex-personnel of the Nigeria Police Force staged a massive protest over the non-payment of their pensions and over entitlement years after serving the country. Let's also not forget that in October, and I even think before that, Omwere Shure, came out to even protest, alongside the police officer. Yes, and he said something very profound. He said, "I'm not fighting for the police officers." He said, "I'm fighting for those that have retired." So it's a big one, and I think because if you look at the picture of the man very well, he's in his late 70s. For him to have come out yesterday, and of course he slumped, and then they had to rush him to the hospital. I think it's a sad one. We need to take care of these people because they served the country, with their time, regardless of whether maybe a lot of them have caused some citizens harm. I'm even surprised that someone like Omwere Shure will come out to protest on behalf of the retired police officers, because there was a case with his brother that died.
It's been shown, what people will call shege on the streets. It's seen so much. It's seen so much from the hands of the police, even though while trying to protest and see one or two things, and he also flouts the rules sometimes. But that still does not, give anyone the right or the liberty to actually maltreat an average Nigerian out there. That being said, you see, it's really sad that we are getting to read these kind of stories, and we have seen too many avoidable deaths just because the government has failed to do what you call a basic responsibility. When you say take care of lives and properties of the Nigerian people, that also includes that whatever belongs to them, you give to them so they can survive. And I don't know how much this man is going to get at the end of each month, but I still know it's going to be a stipend that will not even be enough for him to survive as a family man. Unfortunately, he had to collapse there. We are only seeing stories of people who actually collapsed. How about people who died at home because they were waiting for things that will never come, which is their emoluments, things they truly deserve. These monies it's not like they are begging the government to give them money. They are begging the government to give them what they deserve, what was removed from their own salary while they were serving, and what the government is actually meant to add to it, which is counterpart funding. You contribute some, the government contributes some, they help you keep it, and then when you retire, you get it back from the government in bits. Unfortunately, some of them are really dying because they cannot get what truly belongs to them. Now, we are talking about people who are collapsing. How about people who are at home with health challenges? They can't even come out to come and claim these things, and they worked for it. So I think we should remove the bottlenecks and bureaucracy that surrounds pensions and some of these things, because if we fail to do that, we have gone beyond the era of bring your papers, bring your that. We should automate all these things. It is being done in other countries. I don't think in the UK anyone goes and collapses on the street just because they cannot get their emoluments. They cannot get what is truly theirs and what the government should really provide for them. Unfortunately, that is the situation we have found ourselves. We are calling on the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. These people truly deserve this. There should be upward review of what they get at the end of each month, because the world has evolved. This is not 1975 when they started serving you. This is not 1960. This is not 1950. This is 2025. And then whatever it is they will get should correlate with the current reality of the market. what exactly would be enough for these people to survive at this time? That is what they should get. And make sure that these things are automated. I don't have to come out. I have children who can help me automate, put my service number, put this, put that, let them know that I am still alive. Take pictures of me while I am sitting there. I'm still alive. I deserve this money. Give it to me. While doing that, all they have to do is to do facial facial verification. Yeah. That's it. Even on your smart apps where you keep monies these days, when you want to transfer a certain amount of money and it is way beyond what they thought you would do, they will tell you to do that. Okay, you can shake your head. At least no one can paste picture in front of a phone and say they want to get these monies. So there are easier ways to get. Why do we have to go through this hard process for aged people? It is wrong.
It's hard. Sometimes I see some of them on the street and then the way they are looking, even I don't know. Sometimes I'm
even
very
7 police officers.
Yes.
You really pity them.
That's my
because
point.
you'll be wondering, how much does this person earn? How do you want them to? Are you expecting them not to be corrupt?
And do you know that
why you pay them that low?
Okay, all these areas that the government is not looking at is adding to the reason why it's become so difficult to end terrorism and banditry.
That's a big.
Before I speak on that, please.
Sorry, you just took that out of my mouth. I was going to express something quite interesting. You know, whatever we see now is a reflection of what has happened. Whatever we see in the future is a reflection of what is happening.
What is happening now?
Right. Yeah. We can say whatever goes around comes around, right? So we understand that this thing that we are seeing did not just start. And again, what are we doing now? Now I went into a bit of research and I see according to what National Bureau of Statistics has said, only 26% of Nigerian workers have a pension plan and health insurance. That's a very abnormal, absurd, illogical data. But again, that's the reality of what we have. Now, I went again to check about the police structure. I was trying to check into the salary scheme and all of that. This is according to Nigeria Search, NigeriaSearchGuide.com. They said an average commissioner earns about 500,000 to 750,000. Do you don't think that is too low? Now, because this is what I'm saying. If you say these people should not be corrupt, I'm not saying this fact or this data is accurate, but it might be close to it. So if an average commissioner of police gets 500,000 or 750,000 naira, an average politician gets more than 20-something million per month, how do you base that on it? So if they say they want to corrupt a commissioner of police now, it will be easy because these guys do not get so much. So they might need to also...
He knows he's retiring soon.
Exactly.
He has to fall back on something.
Okay, there's also an angle to this that, most persons are not talking about, is the angle of, junior officers will always accuse the senior officers of enjoying more. Compared to them. And this is what led to a certain coup in the 1960s in the military. Because some of the junior officers said that, they are guys. They are living in suites. Living large. So there was a revolt. And then there were counter coups after that. So this is the area where the government should look at. How are they taking care of even the police officers that are still working?
Especially the junior staff.
Especially the junior staff. Because we talk about banditry. Sometimes you wonder where they get their arms from. You see them with loads of cash. We've seen cases whereby a lot of persons, they will deliberately give arms to these people because they need money to feed. If you tackle that area, honestly, to tackle insecurity will become so easy because these are the areas that the government is not looking at, honestly. Because how do you explain the fact that a policeman, sometimes, some of them, they cannot even afford a new pair of shoes? Is it true though? Honestly, the ones that are still working, talk more about those that are out of
They buy their own units. Let's take a few comments before we go very quickly. I think Bossman says, no be the same police officer sent by their oppressors to harass innocent citizens. I think it is a family affair. Well, that's not true enough. I wouldn't want to, be on that side of the divide. They are human beings before they became police officers, so they have to be treated as one. And AK commentary says this is heartbreaking. After serving the country, they can't even get their dues. Nigeria really needs to do better for his retirees, and that is true.
And Captain Olusegun saying they should take him to the hospital. Tinubu built for policemen. I don't want to read that last part of the comment. IS Damisa, final comment. Sad reality of the situation of our serving and retired police officers. Only those above the rank of commissioner enjoy while still serving, and when they retire, the process needs a complete overhaul to enable them enjoy like other contemporaries in the military and paramilitary.
How about people who fail to rise to that particular level before they retire?
Even the post of commissioner is not juicy.
Do you know that
for a fact.
Soldiers in the United States, when you see their meal, You'll be willing to join the military.
Let's not unpack that this morning. All right,
Honestly.
this will be the convenient point to draw the curtains on today's edition of Daybreak Live Extra, right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where inspiration meets entertainment. Well, this is an appeal to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whatever it is that is worth doing is worth doing well. And most definitely, pensions and emoluments for retired officials should be paid on time. Samson Balogun is my name. Let's meet again next week. Same station, same post. Bye for now.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show. And of course, to the federal government, there are some minor areas that we are not looking at. And these areas can help us solve the bigger problem of insecurity. Let's take care of the junior officers in the force and, of course, in the military as well. My name is Oluwayemi Adelakun. Please enjoy your weekend. Until
we meet again, my name is Arno Luakpoido. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye for now.